Hello again, all you beautiful people at home, at work, in your car, whatever you're doing. We're back to our regularly scheduled program. Came to you Saturday last week, but we're back at original time now. Um, Jack, how are you today? How you doing on this lovely Thursday afternoon?
I'm feeling good. I'm chilling. I'm getting ready for some more football. I'm glad that a lot more football's been on. I forget what the exact number of days it is, but ever since last week, there's going to be football on every single day for the next like
It was
60 to
like
70
four.
days or
What was it?
something.
I thought it was like 40 some. Maybe it is 60 some.
Maybe I'm just hyperbolizing and I'm just so excited. But
You're
like
so excited. You
even
didn't
there
even
was
finish reading. You just saw football and just went with it.
there was even football on last night I saw somewhere. Like it's just like just random stupid little games are on, you know what I
There's
mean? But
something
it's
there's
great.
something different about those lower Division One schools that are playing on a Tuesday night.
Mhm.
A little different.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit less professionalism, but I think that's what makes it fun.
Still fun to watch.
There was
Um,
a viral clip of some dude dropping the N bomb on one of them my that was floating around because it's just like, they're not that they're not professional, but like, you know what I mean? It's not like, you got, you know,
it's
Joe
not like we're
Platt
watching
back there
NFL
behind the
prospects here.
microphone or
Yeah,
Kirk Herbstreit. Yeah, it's like just a
yeah,
bunch of guys.
absolutely,
Like a bunch of guys.
exactly. It's fun to watch. It's almost even when you start watching like the real low ones, it's almost like you're watching like high school
High
football. No
school.
offense to players or anything, but as far as like TV
Camera work,
production
like everything's a little
wise,
little dodgy.
yeah. So nothing against the players or anything. Not criticizing them, just the camera equipment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are now in what week are we in? Week 7 of
Week 7.
our can't even say young NFL season anymore. Season's almost halfway through, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Crazy.
Can you believe it? I don't know. I guess we'll start with some headlines here from the NFL this week. We have a couple injuries. Marvin Harrison Jr. probably set to miss a couple weeks. Garrett Wilson set to miss a couple weeks. They're saying Brock Bowers probably going to hold him out until after the bye week. Um, I'm only rambling because these are the people on my fantasy team, and that's why I know that. Speaking of injury, not being injured, but coming back from injury, and we were talking about this, before we came live here. Chuba Hubbard is set to make his return this week, and the Panthers are non-committal on Rico Dowdle remaining the starter after amassing 440 scrimmage yards the past 2 weeks, 3 touchdowns. I guess there's. I mean, what do you think? I mean, obviously, in my opinion, for the Panthers, you gotta stay with them. No.
Well, this we talked about this pre-show a little bit. I hinted at a question that I had to ask you because I'm only in 2 leagues this year, and in one league I'm playing you, and I am not an
Oh yes,
owner
let's just
of.
start that off. It's the Sweet Life Showdown this week in fantasy.
Yes, it is the Sweet Life Showdown. I am not a Chuba or Rico owner in that league. However, in the other league, I have both of the young boys, and I am at my wits' end as to which one I should start. I know it probably makes sense that Chuba would get like goal line carries and would get the majority of the workload because he has that big contract and he's a team captain for God's sakes. He's like
Mhm.
they love him. They love him in Carolina. But Rico Dowdle, man, I mean, Jesus. They win games when Rico plays. They win games when Rico Dowdle plays football, and I, in only 2 games, I think he has like a combined like 400 yards or something stupid. Like I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I
he had
mean,
over a buck
he has
40
more
rushing
scrimmage
alone.
yards. He has more scrimmage yards in the past 2 games than not trying to tug on the heartstrings here, but Saquon Barkley all year,
Yeah,
and you're talking about last year's offensive player of the year.
yeah,
Um,
it's crazy.
he's the first player I saw since Josh Gordon to have 2 straight 200 scrimmage yard games. I
Josh
mean,
Gordon.
I understand like the points you bring up about Hubbard of why you want to stay with him, but I don't. You can't just write that off. You know what I mean? Like you can't just
You can't get rid of Chuba.
not to say Chuba wasn't playing well before his injury, But I mean, Rico Dowdle, like we just said, put up 400, like 40, 460 scrimmage yards in 2 straight games. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it was against the Cowboys defense, which is bad, but if we look week 5, all right, they played the Dolphins defense, which is just as bad. But, I mean, still, you don't see other players going out for 200 scrimmage yards against these defenses. Could it be a
Yeah.
flash in the pan? Sure. But, I mean, it's hard to just I don't know. For
And
me,
That Miami game especially, they were down like 17-0 in like halftime, and they came back in part due to Rico Dowdle's insane runs. Like it's not like he's hitting wide open holes and just rushing. You know what I mean? Like he's running into players. He's getting into contact with DBs, linebackers, defensive linemen, and just like pushing through like he's Marshawn Lynch. Like he's just saying, "No, I am going to fight for this job. I am good enough to at least share carries in this offense." And I thought that it was kind of funny that even going into this season, like Rico Dowdle was like a pretty good signing, like all things considered. He had almost 1,100 rushing yards last season with Dallas. He had over 1,000 rushing yards. That's a lot of rushing yards. Now
oh, absolutely.
he only had about 2 touchdowns, but in terms of a RB1 that you could just hand the rock off to and average about 5 yards a carry, Rico was able to do that.
He's your guy.
And is Chuba the workhorse, and is he sort of that? You know what I mean? What they want like Ashton Jeanty to be, or what like Kamara's been for so long, where like they don't do the whole Detroit, we're gonna split carries. You know what I mean? Atlanta, Seattle, we're gonna do like a 1-2 punch with these two guys. Carolina was like, no, Chuba, Chuba, Chuba. We are going to just run Chuba into the ground, and he's gonna go off, and he succeeded. But now it's got to put you in a little bit of like a situation where you're pumping the brakes, and it's like, well, do we put Rico in first? Do we put Chuba in on third downs? Do we do a 50-50? Do we do like a, because I don't know how you look at those explosive home run hitting runs and say we're not
Then
even
we just
gonna give him
ignore
shots.
next week. Yeah, I mean, on top of it, he had 30 carries, and on top of that, I think he had 4 or 5 catches too. So he's not just running the ball; he's catching the ball. I think he had a receiving touchdown. No, 2 receiving touchdowns
I know
against Miami.
I know he for sure had
So
one. He had one against Dallas too. I think.
did he?
I think he had a
Yeah,
receiving touchdown against Dallas,
but I mean,
which we got that pick wrong last
they
week.
almost he and Chuba almost do play the same kind of football. Like they're two, which is a great thing to have if you're Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think the split was somewhere like 70-30 prior to these last 2 weeks, but I mean, it's got to come down from that.
Or
I mean,
I
it's got to
mean,
be more of a 55-45,
60-40. Yeah,
40
just
even. Like
something.
I think it might even be more than 70-30 split. But I mean, Dowdle obviously he's earned his touches.
It's just so hard. Like, what would you? I know usually we got questions, and I just saw a question. I'm sure we'll get to a question in 1 second. But I'm gonna shoot one question at you before we dive into those. Of if you're in my shoes right now, like I feel like I'm forced to start Hubbard over Dowdle, but like,
Oh, we're talking about your
what the
fantasy.
hell do you do? Like, what the hell do
I'm
you
kind
do?
of in. It's tough because I'm playing you this week.
No.
And I
Well,
have,
different league.
yeah, I know. So if it weren't for so many injuries that I have, it would depend on who else I have. But I'm starting Dowdle only because I I got totally banged up this week with injuries. So Dowdle is going to start for me more than likely.
And it's against a
But
Jets team where you think
it's
that they would be
against,
able to.
yeah, exactly. It's against the Jets, so they're going to run the ball a ton.
You would think.
I do worry though. Like, if I start Dowdle, is he going to get 15 carries, or is it going to go back to pre Chuba Hubbard and he gets 5, 6 carries.
And is there not a possibility that with Chuba coming off this calf injury that has been recurring and impeding his ability to play for weeks, that he gets in and he, gets hit the wrong way and has to get taken out of the game because he
Gets
re-aggravates his
hurt
calf?
again.
It's tough. It's really tough. And
Mhm.
then
Or,
the last
maybe the
curve, the,
Panthers bring Chuba along slow.
mhm. the
You know what I
last
mean?
curve,
They,
the last
don't get the full
curveball,
workload.
the last curveball of the question is, if I didn't have either of them, I could still, in either one of their place, start Kamani Vidal, but it's against the Colts defense, and it's like, I feel like Chuba having a really good game would beat Kamani Vidal having a really good game, or Rico for
Sure.
that matter. But it's like
I think
now
I
it's like,
start still I think I would still start both of them over Vidal. I mean, Vidal had a great game last week, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's against the Colts, and they haven't completely written out Hassan Haskins. They said that until Hampton's back, it's gonna be whoever has a hot hand in that backfield. So, what we saw out of Vidal last week, we can see out of Haskins this week, we don't know. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if I have to choose between Hubbard or Dowdle, you gotta go Dowdle. He's
that's how
healthier.
I'm
He's coming
leaning
off 2
towards my
great games.
boy, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how
you'd
I'm
have to go
like my
Dowdle over
boy right
Chubbard,
now.
at least this week,
Over
which
Chubbard,
which is
Chubbard. I like
which is
that.
one of those things where it's either you're gonna pat yourself in the back come Sunday night, Monday morning, or you're gonna throw your phone at the wall because Chuba Hubbard had 19 carries and Rico Dowdle had 6.
Yeah, I think it'll be a
It's
game
it,
time decision.
it
I
with
saw.
how non-committal they've been about who's starting. It's just hard right now. Obviously, it's Thursday at 5:40. 24 hours from now, they can come out with news that will obviously change what we say now.
Yeah,
But I mean, as
yeah,
of this point, I'm going Dowdle over Hubbard.
yeah. I saw our boy in the chat, Chris Dutch, say start both.
Yeah,
I already got Rashad White going though, so
we
I
should
can't
start
start both.
both.
Unfortunately, I can't start both.
Well,
Uh,
Chris, we'll get to your question now since you gave us advice. How are we feeling about Chase Brown and T Higgins tonight? Chase Brown, I'm pretty down on. He's been pretty not great all year, and the Steelers do have a pretty good run defense. T Higgins, I like. Um, I mean, obviously, you're going to fire up T Higgins. I feel good about T Higgins. Don't feel good about Chase Brown. I guess that would be where I go there.
yeah,
You got
Chase.
to imagine Chase is going to get the attention there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've sort of been a downer, I guess, for lack of a better word, on Chase even before the season started. I know he kind of had like flashes of hope of being like the good RB1 in Cincinnati, especially when Joe
mhm.
Burrow was alive. Um, and you know, you had at least the optimism of, okay, the pass game is going to open up the run game for Chase Brown and he could benefit. But now this offense is going to be down in games and it's going to be tougher for Chase Brown to
Yeah,
excel. And not that he's old, but he's going to be turning 26 in March. Slowly, the shelf life is kind of creeping up, and he's really never been like a premier back in the league. Like he's always kind of been like, you're never excited to start Chase Brown in your lineup, really. You know what I mean? Like he's a solid flex if nothing else, but I do like Higgins. I think that Higgins' ceiling obviously rose again and got a little jolt back to life as soon as Flacco walked in the building, in my opinion at least, just because of the shit show, for lack of a better word, that was going on with the Jake Browning experiment. I don't know if Cincinnati's just throwing darts at the wall, but Cincinnati managed to keep it competitive last week against the
I know,
Green
I know.
Bay
I mean, it goes back to what we said
Packers.
Saturday. Remember what I said Saturday? That was alive and well this past Sunday. So, no, we're going to get back to you in a second. We're going to follow up with Chris here. But what if Rogers forgets his perks at home? Be ahead of the game. Perk Rogers or something like it. But you got to think Trey Hendrickson is going to be out. So I think the Steelers are going to score as easy as they want to. Obviously, unless he does Reedus perks. But I think the Steelers are going to score as easy as they want to. Um, and then with
Yeah,
that
if,
said, I imagine the Bengals tonight and going for the rest of the season will be playing from behind a lot. And Flacco obviously an upgrade with Browning. So I feel good about T Higgins only because the volume will be there. Um, hence why I don't feel good about Brown because I don't think the volume will be there. Also, his efficiency just hasn't been great this year.
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any familiar fans, followers, watchers of the show sometimes that pop their head in. If anyone's familiar with some of our takes and predictions and whatever on the show, I'm pretty high on the Steelers this season. They're my AFC pick to go to the Super Bowl. It sounded kind of crazy at the beginning of the year. Now you look at the AFC North, and Lamar's out, Joe Burrow's out.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with Cleveland and Dylan Gabriel and that whole situation? I I don't know if we're even going to need Perk Rogers tonight. They might be able to lean on that defense a little bit. You know what I'm saying, Aaron? I don't think Aaron's been asked to do too much this year so far to win any game, and I don't think that he's going to be asked to do too much to win games going further. You know what I mean? As long as he can go in there, throw a couple short balls on third downs, make a conversion here or there, punt the ball when you need to. You know what I mean? Allow your defense to do some of the talking. I kind of like that Mike Tomlin style of football where they play close games, and Aaron's not going to have to be Superman to win. And they've been competing, playing football like that. So I'm also not a Steelers
Yeah.
fan. I'm an Eagles fan. So
Yes, Chris. Neither of us Steelers fans. All right, we're gonna hop to Noah here. Update on Chase Brown Preen taking snaps. Yeah, last I heard that Samaje Perine is going to start getting more work. Only to go back to Chase Brown just hasn't been efficient. And you're not going to keep rolling out a guy who's getting you, I think, 3.2 yards a carry or 3.3. Not good. Obviously, we don't imagine the Bengals winning many games, but you're not going to win a game if your running back is getting you 3.2 yards or 3.3. I forget what the exact number is, but that even just worsens your chance at winning games that you're already going to be underdogs and for probably the rest of the season.
yeah, is that like a narrative that Perine's going to start taking more snaps away from Brown? I haven't heard that.
So I mean, I doubt he's going to take a ton, but I do.
Not like marginal, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they start working him in more just to see what they got. That could either see things like that, and that's what I love about the show because it starts to get on tangents. Things like that, I think, could do one of two things for your players. It's either going to one, kill their confidence and perform even worse, or it's going to light a fire under their ass. Be like, listen, my job's no longer secure. I got to play my ass off, or I'm out the door.
So, Cody, you're basically saying Samaje Perine is the next Rico Dowdle, is what you're saying.
Not saying that. Not going to make that jump. But
yeah, but it's the point's true. I mean, Rico Dowdle is the prime example of that. Of like, you got to give someone a chance. You got to get a spark. Look for a spark in the locker room somewhere. And I mean, I think the Bengals have bigger fish to fry than their running back. I think their offensive line is probably the biggest reason as to why Chase Brown's not been succeeding. But
Jack, you and I like to play hypotheticals here.
Love to play.
I'm going to throw a hypothetical out here at you.
All right.
So shoot. I'm going to bring our first conversation and now our second conversation here, kind of merge them.
Okay.
The Panthers just had a really good running back the past 2 weeks. They're non-committal on making him a starter once their opening, week one starter came. I doubt the Bengals do make this move because they're not competing. Hypothetically, Bengals trade for Rico Dowdle?
That would be wild. I feel like
it's not going to happen, but it's fun to think about.
It's fun to think about. I mean, potential Rico moved really anywhere. I mean, Rico could go.
Well, that was my next question. Now to kind of keep going is
Rico could go to
the Panthers shopping him.
Go to KC. I mean, could he go to I mean, what's a team that's in like need of a running back right now?
I
Like
mean, Kansas City.
KC is just the biggest one that sticks out always. But I mean,
Sure, but I
I
mean,
feel
even these
Carolina.
teams
I feel
that might be
Carolina. If
like
I was
I've been here,
Carolina,
like I heard today, the Seahawks are going to try and get Achan if they make Achan available. Could we see the Seahawks go for him? I don't think it would make
Seahawks,
sense for him,
they would
but
have three
Seahawks.
three RBs. I mean, I
I mean,
guess if
unless I mean, I would imagine if they're going for Achan, they would maybe trade Walker or Charbonnet, one of the two. Probably Walker because Charbonnet is more your big-bodied back. Um, but yeah, I mean Pittsburgh. I mean they have Jalen Ward and Gainwell, but Pittsburgh trade for Dowdle. I mean, there's a team that could benefit from a guy who just ran, well, not ran, but had 460 scrimmage yards the past 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, I also believe that Pittsburgh should maybe throw Gainwell back into the mix there. I don't think I
I
like
mean,
Warren,
sure,
but you know, uh, that Vikings game was just insane. But
yeah, for
if
sure.
I was the GM for the Carolina Panthers, I probably wouldn't, unless someone was going to give me a bag. If Casey was calling my phone nonstop and they were going to give me an absurd amount of picks or players, uh, I'm probably holding on as just as I am in fantasy football. I'm going to hold on to both Chuba and
Sure.
Rico and just see where life takes me for the next 2 weeks. I think before the trade deadline, 2 weeks or so. Uh, I, I need to see who the guy is, and I need to see if Chuba does get re-injured. Then
I
I'm
mean,
fine.
yeah, if
Then
you
I'm
own
fine.
both, you're definitely hanging on for at least another week.
Yeah, you have your. It's like insurance. I
Exactly.
don't have to worry about getting into an accident down the road. I have the guys, and if Chuba comes back fully healthy and he looks like his old healthy Chuba
Mhm.
self, then okay,
I mean, I would maybe even still hold on.
maybe
Like, if you have the bench spot, unless there's a guy in your waivers, you're like, oh man, I really want this guy. I really want this guy. I mean, I would just hang on the Dowdle. Because like, what happens if Hubbard
if
goes
it
down
goes down
again?
again, right?
If one of
Yeah,
them gets traded,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. But
Like
waiting
it's
at least gives you
like
options.
dying to get someone off the waivers. I would just hang on to both.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what I'm going to be doing. I'm probably just going to keep that bench spot as an emergency break glass for Rico Dowdle to just give you as many points as you need to win that week. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I can
So
honestly say I don't think I've ever talked about Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard for 23 minutes of my life ever. But here
here
we are.
we go.
That's
Here we
what
go.
that's what we do this for.
Yeah,
Um,
you got the nameplate this week, so it was
I
written in
had
the
it was yeah,
stars,
Rico Revenge. I got you Northeast Pennsylvania people know Reaper's Revenge. It was Rico Revenge this past weekend.
and it was scary for Dallas fans.
It was scary. That was a good game though.
I
I
didn't watch
watched
the
that
whole
game.
thing, but it was
I
back.
still watched that game.
I saw red zone highlights and stuff. It was back and forth. Yeah.
So I guess we won't do it this week. Maybe next week or 2 weeks we could revisit our preseason award winners because
Predictions. Mine's looking
predictions.
really good with Mahomes
Out,
50 and MVP.
outside of I don't even remember well, I do remember my picks, but outside of my MVP who asterisk got injured, not my fault, and Cam
Go
Ward,
Bird.
don't look bad. Like I had Will Anderson, defensive player. That's it's in the realm. Bijan, offensive player. It's in the realm.
I forget who I picked on
That's
as
good.
offensive player. It might have been C-Mac,
I think yours was McCaffrey, yeah.
which I'm
I
looking
don't,
great right now. Oh my
I don't
god.
remember your defensive one though.
Did I say?
Yeah,
Did I say? I said T.J. Watt. I think
I think so. Maybe it was Watt. I'd come back as CMC, which
comeback's a
I
good
mean,
pick. That's a good pick.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and watch because I don't know where I put that paper.
We got it on record somewhere.
Yeah, it's
That'll be
somewhere.
for the. That'll be for towards the end of the year when we do our award show and we take our predictions and
Yeah,
compare them to our
I don't
current
know.
award.
Rico Dowdle might lead my Sweet Life Man of the Year award right now.
He's pretty up.
Only because I love him. All right, we're gonna move on. Stop talking about Rico
Pivot.
Dowdle. Yeah, we're gonna pivot here. Let's see what else. We had a couple upsets this week. Saturday we talked about your Eagles, so we're not going to talk about that anymore. more Jack enough to bring you down.
Please.
We
Please.
talked about the Panthers over Cowboys. We had I'm going to go out of order here. We had the Bears over the Commanders, who were technically an upset. And then we had the Falcons over Bills. Quick on the Bears, and it's a fact that I learned today, which I found interesting. Bears are the only team in the NFL this year to score 21 or more points in all of their games.
The Bears are back, man.
Johnson,
They're so
Ben
back.
Johnson. I feel like I'm dark. I feel like I like. Oh, that's too
Maybe a
much
little
light.
bit. Oh, whatever you're
Yeah.
feeling. Ben Johnson
Um,
and Caleb. I mean, let's give a little bit of credit to Caleb. Not that he's like playing lights out or anything, but
he's doing what he's got to do.
for all the haters and everything, he's doing enough. You know what I mean? Like he's doing enough to win some football games. Their kicker,
Mm-hmm.
give a lot of praise to their kicker too, because the Bears have been on the losing side of a
Booty.
lot of games that end in field goals, not in their favor. But this year, they've been able to drill them. They've been able to drill them accurate, long. Insert good kicker words here. They've just had it. They've had it. Jake Moody. I mean, the Bears are back. I don't know what else to say. They got all these weapons. They got
I
the
hate to
good
say it,
the
but
good
they
Johnson
might be.
mind.
We talk about it Saturday. I mean, the NFC North, man.
Toughest division of football.
Tough division, man. Hate being a Packers fan this year. Yeah, and then the other upset, we talked about with Falcons over Bills, and I know you and I were talking about this a little bit.
A little bit pre-show.
I'm just gonna lay it out here. No one come at me here. Are the Bills phonies? Their 4 wins came against teams that have a combined 3 wins on the season, and both their losses are against teams that have an over 500 record. I'm not saying it. I'm just posing the question.
I think it's a very real question to ask. Want to have a real conversation? You know what I mean? Want to have a real conversation? Sit down. I mean,
Think about.
let's be honest with ourselves, right? Have the Bills had a real playmaker on offense other than Josh Allen
I mean, I
in
think
in
James
in in,
is
in the
good.
wide receiver room since
Let me see.
Stephon Diggs, which was 2 seasons ago? Three,
I
two,
mean, I
three
want to say
seasons ago?
necessarily playmaker, but I mean, they have their receiving room is a bunch of just reliable dudes, but there's no one that's gonna like stand out by any means. Like I think Khalil Shakur is a very viable player, and Kincaid is good.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
Coleman hasn't yet lived up to his hype yet, but I mean, he could do it. But no playmaker by any means.
no. And I mean, it's just tough because, and I was talking about this with a buddy of mine recently. It takes me back to the 2024 draft, was it? Where the Bills traded down with the Kansas City Chiefs, who took wide receiver Xavier Worthy, who, is he like the greatest wide receiver in the league by any means? No. But is he a very, very like solid, if not like one of the
That's
better number twos in the league? Yeah. Yeah. And just imagine that speed. We've seen flashes of it with Mahomes, when Worthy's healthy, and, Rishi Rice, whole different can of worms. But imagine that speed, those legs, those Texas Longhorn legs, paired up with the Elton John Rocket Man arm of Josh Allen when he doesn't decide to just run. I mean, it's just tough. And I don't hate Keon Coleman. I like Keon Coleman coming out of the draft, but it's like they're drafting like these body guys, right? They're drafting like these, Keon Coleman's not that type of like an electric, speedy, insane route runner guy. He's kind of like a jump ball guy, like very like muscular. I'm going to go up and grab the ball and reach out in front of you and grab it. And those guys are great. But outside of like Shakir, who's, a good rat guy, and I think like a really good, slot guy, put him in motion, whatever. There's not like that many great separators.
It's not going to burn it. Yeah,
There's not that many separators in terms of speed or route running that it's like, wow, Bills have that guy. Like it feels like outside of maybe Shakir, a lot of the other wide receivers that I know Keon's still young and developing and whatnot, but like everyone after Shakir to me in the Bills wide receiver room feels like a wide receiver three.
sure. I mean,
And when you're
I do think Kincaid is a great tight end. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to say
oh
he's not a playmaker. But
yeah,
what
but
I was thinking, like your big play guy. There's not a big play guy outside
and
of
then
Josh Allen, and James Cook will give you the big play every now and then too.
and then you look at your defense and you have a Von Miller who I'm surprised isn't in a nursing home at this point. You
Von Miller's
have
Washington.
Von Miller's in Washington. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, you have Bosa, who might as well be in a nursing home at some points. I know for a fact he's on Buffalo.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I mean, yeah, Trey White at corner still. And like, I'm not saying Trey White's playing awful football or anything, but it's just like the Bills offense, or rather, excuse me, the Bills defense hasn't had that many great players over the past probably 5 years. I mean, you got Ed Oliver, and
At
who
Oliver,
else?
I think Jordan Poyer was good. I like Jordan Poyer when he was
And
there.
who's Matt
Christian
Milano?
Benford's good. Matt Milano. Christian
Matt Milano,
Benford
but
was
Matt,
good.
but Matt Milano's never healthy. Like it's just like tough.
Yeah.
It's like, and I know you can't control injuries, but and they did target corner in the draft. Forgetting the corner's name from Kentucky, but not a bad pick. But it's just
Oh,
like
Hairston or something. Maxwell
Maxwell
Hairston.
Harrison. It's just like I don't know. And then it all falls on to Josh Allen, right? And I think the Bills GM has like this weird way of thinking of like, oh well, Josh could just do it himself. I think that was the mantra when they traded away Stephon Diggs. Like, oh, we don't need to pay any star wide receiver because we have Josh, and Josh will just
Sure.
run away with it. And he did win MVP last season, but I mean, Jesus Christ, the man. Like, I don't want to say he does nothing in the postseason, but like, it's the same story every year. And it's tough. I can imagine for Bills fans, and now, you know, this is all just hearsay, rumors, reading into it. But what I hinted at pre-show is there is now this narrative going around since Josh Allen did a recent interview and was asked about his relationship with Haley Steinfeld, and he said something along the lines of, when I was younger, I used to just dream that, all I wanted to be was a football player. But now I see that there's definitely more. There's more than that. There's more than just football. And it's like, oh, Tom Brady sacrificed his whole family for for 7 rings. And it's like, well, does that mean that Josh is, not focused on football anymore? Probably not exactly. Is it worth
I'm sure he is.
thinking about? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But it's all, I mean, devil's advocate on there. I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but devil's advocate, it's like, aren't we as fans kind of foolish to think that these guys should only focus on football and only care about football?
Yeah, it's like
Kind of
tough.
foolish on us to think that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
no, I saw it and I'm like, damn, people are really reading into this. And
well,
like,
I mean, that's unavoidable. People are going to read into everything.
right. But I don't know. And you look at the way that he's been playing, it's tough. I don't really know. I don't like I That's a tough situation. I don't think that the Bills are a bad team or anything. I don't think Josh Allen is
No.
like a bad quarterback or has played poorly or you know what I mean by any means, none of those things. But there's just been something weird going on in Buffalo. I feel like the past like year or two, where everyone knows that like Josh is good and like Josh is great,
Mhm.
but it kind of just feels like sometimes he's
I think it's
on
going to the point
team
where if
with nobody
Josh
else.
doesn't, I think it's going to the point where if Josh doesn't play well, the team's not going to play well. Which I mean, you can say that for a lot of teams, um, but I feel like the Bills, especially more than the rest.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. They don't have a defense to lean on. They don't have
Mm.
playmakers to lean on. It's like it's not like this, uh, Viking style team where, oh shit, the quarterback went down. Well, at least we could check the ball down to Jefferson or Jordan Addison or Aaron Jones and pick up 5 yards with whomever on like a screen or on a whatever. And then, oh shit, we had the punt. Well, our defense might get us a pick six. Like the Bills, they can't do that. They don't. That's not their identity. Like it's not what they've been for a while.
I agree. I'm right there with you. Yeah. So talking about super predictions, I mean, it's definitely. Don't want to say I'm writing them off, but I think it's again going to be one of those lose to Mahomes in the playoff kind of years. Um, we're speaking of transition. But here's one for you because you said you own Dowdle and Chuba in one of your fantasy leagues.
Hmm.
I'm in a situation now where I own Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy in one of my fantasy leagues.
Start Reishi.
So I'm also in that. Oh, I'm definitely starting Rasheed. But is Worthy a flex play still? Or because right now, my flex, I'm between Worthy and Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne.
Etienne? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Let's be
That's
real.
what I had. That's what I was going with.
Let's be real with ourselves, brother. And I'm a Xavier Worthy owner in that other league that I mentioned with Chuba and Rico. And I am now this week benching Worthy for Lad because Lad decided to go off and Reishi is coming back. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well, especially if Quentin Johnson's still nursing his calf or whatever the hell, I'm going to roll
Sure.
the dice on Lad. You know, maybe Justin has established that connection with him again over these past 2 games. He scored a touchdown in the last 2 games, I'm pretty sure. So let's see if that can come back. But the Reishi and Xavier Worthy question is definitely interesting. Um, I hate Reishi Rice too, man. I just don't like him. I mean, how
No,
did
but I think he's
how
going to be a
how?
better fantasy asset moving forward. I think Rice
Oh
over.
well, yeah, but it's just I just hate it.
I mean, I do too.
It's
And I
like the
think it was
dude.
corny that Rasheed Rice has been posting these like workout videos, like
I
these
saw
comeback
this.
workout videos.
Yes.
And it's like, dude, like it's not like you're coming back for an injury. You're
Yeah.
literally coming back from
Yeah.
vehicular manslaughter,
Yeah. Just yeah. He didn't kill anyone, but he almost did, and then
a
he ran.
near vehicular manslaughter.
It was a hit and run too, so he
Yeah,
ran away, which I feel like you should be charged way more for than
sure.
whatever the hell he was. But he gets off because he's an NFL wide receiver on the Kansas City Chiefs and blah 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 whatever.
Which for all you aspiring athletes out there wishing to make it to the NFL, drive 120 miles an hour, hit a car because you're only going to get a 6 game suspension. However,
Don't gamble
don't
on
gamble.
other.
Do
Yeah,
not gamble. You're gone for the year.
don't bet on even sports outside of like football. Like
Yeah, just don't gamble in general.
if you bet on like if NFL players, I don't know if it's for every team that's like this, but there's certain rules on certain teams where like even if a player of an NFL team is in the locker room and they open up FanDuel, for example, and bet on a basketball game,
Toast.
banned. Like you're just like you're fined everything. Like you broke the rules. It's like, damn, like that's crazy. It's
It is. I
crazy.
mean, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy to me that you get suspended longer for gambling than nearly killing someone.
I get that
And hitting the scene.
the NFL wants to stop the rumors or whatever the idea of them fixing games and their players fixing games. Well, let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs Lions game real quick, uh, where the Lions have
I know you're passionate about this one.
how
I'll let you
many
take this one away.
how many flags do they end up finishing on the night? And the Chiefs had zero flags. They got away with a couple calls, a couple holds from Kelsey. The catch that was ruled a catch very quickly. That was very obviously not a catch by Kelsey again on the field. Uh, I mean, and then, how about this one for you, my friend? Jackson Smith and Jigba, I believe, was given a taunting flag this last week for after securing a first down catch, he got up and he spun the football on the ground right in front of the defender's face. He kind of just spun it, he kind of put it in front of him, but it was like a subtle, like, spun on the football and, like, kind of started to walk away. Didn't, you know what I mean? Pointed at him, didn't do anything extra. Just
Hmm.
spun it, kind of got up and, like, walked back. And it was a flag for taunting. Okay. NFL's really going to go hard on taunting this year. Don't even flirt with the idea. Cooper DeJean had one a
I
couple
think it's the
weeks ago.
stupidest thing in the world.
I agree. I think that they're grown men. They're playing a professional sport where they're banging into each other and violently every play. If I get a
Yeah.
first down, I should be able to say, I got
Yeah.
a first
I
down.
mean,
Today.
should there be limits on it? Sure. Like can't
Don't throw hands, but
do
like,
whatever. Don't throw hands. Don't do that. But
but
I mean, for spinning football, I saw a guy, guys get first downs. They go like this. And I forget what game it was.
if
It
you're
was
too
weeks
close to
ago.
the DB,
Someone did that, and the DB was close, and they called it taunting. I was
and
like,
they throw it.
this game is getting so soft.
So JSN does this little subtle, football roll, like, the campfire football, whatever you're doing, right?
Sure.
Walks away, throw the flag. Detroit, KC, just this last week here. Mahomes rushes in for a touchdown, and Brian Branch tries to gets there a little bit late, slightly, like, barely, like, nudged into his shoulder a little bit because, like, he was trying to get there, couldn't slow down in time, but, like, didn't hit him, didn't whatever, it wasn't any type of way. Mahomes promptly looks at Branch, spins the football in front of him, just as JSN did, and he doesn't do just that. He flexes while he's looking at him and points at him and, like, gives, like, a little bit, like, yeah, and he brushes his arms off and then he walks
Sure.
back. No flag, though. No flag.
Wow, I mean, why would they call that?
No flag on that. No flag on that.
Well, I think the craziest one of this entire game is when they called back that touchdown pass that Goff caught. That trick play, Goff ran out and called that.
They waited
Didn't call
about 2 minutes.
call it right away. Yeah,
No.
didn't call it right away. Called it what seemed like minutes later.
It was at least a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
But I
like
heard something on it. I heard something on it today, and I don't know how true it is. Apparently, when the ref went over to Dan Campbell, and Dan Campbell was like, "Hey, can I get an explanation? Like what happened? Like, what was the penalty exactly? Like, what did he do? Like, so we just, know not to do it again." And apparently, what was said by the ref is New York called and told us to basically told us to throw the flag. The ref didn't have an explanation.
It's goddamn Vegas.
I mean, take that for what it's worth, I guess. What did he mean by that? Obviously, all replays are reviewed by New York, but that's kind of a weird thing to, a minute and a half later, throw a flag, and your explanation is, oh, New York told us to.
They don't do that shit. New York doesn't do that when they get the wrong calls. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Where was New York when Travis
know.
Kelce didn't secure that catch, my guy?
Hey, I hear you, man.
I'm telling you,
Green Bay's been on the shit end of this.
some of this shit in the NFL
this year. So
some of the shit in the NFL gets a little stinky sometimes. It gets a little fishy. You know what I'm saying?
So I think, and I was talking this with my one buddy the one day. I think what needs to happen is the refs would come out, these ref crews, whatever you want to call them, officiating crews that come out, they can call a shitty game and there's no repercussion.
None.
They got their job next week.
No.
I think we need to start holding some of these refs accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much you watch MLB. I don't know any of you guys watching.
Oh,
they
like
give
umpires.
They give up umpire scorecards.
Yeah.
They give up umpire scorecards.
I've heard
and
this.
Guess what? If your scorecard sucks, your ass ain't umpiring a playoff game. And your ass sure as hell is an umpire in the World Series.
No, I do respect that
I
about
think it
the
would
MLB.
be a very, very good idea if the NFL started to do something similar.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's been referees that have been doing it for like 20 years, I feel, and
And they're just not
they're
gonna get
like
done. They can come out, call a
they're like
shitty game.
politicians. Yeah.
You know their ass is on a plane to their next game next week.
Yep.
Hey, you call a shitty game, maybe sit this week out, no pay.
And respectfully, why? And I don't mean to say this in any type of way. Why are they all a bunch of old heads? Like, why is there no like just like 30, even 40-year-old like ref that's like first down? Like they're all always like these like 60, 70-year-old just dudes that are
There's that
like,
one I would have messed. Was it? Is that Dan
uh,
Hockley, the dude that's like fucking all
you'll
juiced up? Is that Dan
yeah,
Hockley?
but
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't
like
fuck with
he's
that
like
guy.
one in like 20, like he's like a dime a dozen. He's like a dime a dozen. Like let's get some like sharp, smart guys with
He's
like some
fucking
twenty
juiced up.
twenty,
That guy.
some 2020 vision. Yeah, some like
Sure.
real, some dudes, ideally that have played ball
Yeah.
that are like,
The
hey,
thing is, it's not even like because normally when we think of refs, we're thinking of like the main guy who's calling calling the penalties and everything. But a lot of the fault lies with these line judges and all this because they're the ones that are calling the false starts for the most part. A lot of the it lies with the I don't know what you call them, but the guys out there literally watching the defender and receiver, seeing if there's contact and stuff. There's some people like that's literally what their job is. Like you're not watching the ball, you're not watching this guy, you're not watching this guy. Your specific job, you're watching
watching,
receiver, DB. Like,
yeah,
is there contact? Whatever. Like a lot of it lies there. Unfortunately, the head refs get the bunt of it because that's who you see on TV.
mhm.
But I mean, I don't know. Some of these people just got to get more held in check more.
I agree.
And like what we just said, like it's so inconsistent because you have JSN getting flagged, but then you don't have Mahomes getting flagged for basically the same thing. I think if you start holding these people accountable, we're going to see more consistency. And guess what? You're going to see less upset fans.
Yeah, I don't know, and I feel like I have a feeling this isn't going to be our last conversation about the refs.
Oh, it's
So
definitely not going to be. I'm just saying it.
it's tough.
Referee scorecards. Roger Goodell, I have a great idea for you. Call me up. Um, get some referee scorecards out there.
Fuck Roger Goodell.
Yeah, he stinks. Um,
You want to do picks? You want to do picks?
yeah, might as well. We kind of
I got a good 20 minutes or so.
we'll do picks. Let me get
We got
logged in.
Thursday
But
night.
I will say, quick thing. I
Thursday
know.
night starting soon.
Oh, I'm going on the wrong app. I will say, I know a couple weeks ago, the Chiefs started slow. I throw out the hot take there. It wasn't my hot take. Don't blame me. I didn't think it. That are the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs this year? No, I
Probably
think the
not.
Chiefs are. I think the Chiefs are starting to warm up, and we're going to see a very scary team going down the second half of this season. All right, so we're going to do our weekly pick'ems. Jack and I are going to throw $1 down on every game this week. We're going to parlay together, and we're going to try and win some money.
Well,
for those of you that don't know how
Cody
to
is to my friend Adam, who I have a agreement on gambling this year with.
Yes. I will be throwing $1 down.
But we will be collectively.
Jack's just going to help me make the picks.
Right.
Jack's just going to help me make the picks.
Yes.
Which
If
we'll
Cody
start with
decides
tonight.
to throw me a free beer when he hits, then I'll take it.
Oh, of course. So first, we'll start tonight's game. We got Pittsburgh going into Cincinnati. Pittsburgh 5.5-point favorites. I think it's pretty safe to go Pittsburgh here.
Give me the road dogs.
Yeah. All right, next game. And again, these might not be in order. It's just kind of what DraftKings has in order. Well, this is the Sunday morning game. We have the LA Rams, not at Jacksonville, but will be the away team, playing Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe it's in. Is this the last London game? I think this might be the last London game. And then they go to Germany next week or something. Or maybe this is the Germany game. Doesn't matter. Rams, Jaguars, 3-point favorites. The Rams are. I think I'm going to go with it. Possibly no Puka, or maybe no Puka. I don't know. Haven't heard any news.
So as a Puka owner in our league, I have been keeping up with Puka's health, Sean McVay, what he said makes it sound like he might not play this week, just
Not
like
playing.
as like an extra safety, whatever. He said that it was just like he tweaked his ankle, but it doesn't seem super bad. But he wasn't
Seems to
seen
be
during
safe.
the he wasn't seen during the practices that the media's allowed to go watch.
Sure.
Like he wasn't even there,
Mhm.
which you know what I mean. Take that for what it is, and McVay basically hinted at it's day by day with Puka. It's it's kind of just they might sit him this week, but I mean he's still got Devontae freaking Adams, man. Which if Puka wasn't there, Devontae Devontae might be a top
Uh,
10 fantasy wide receiver.
oh yeah, Devontae. I mean, obviously, I have a huge spot in my heart for Devontae Adams.
Big Tay.
He's got to be what he may be my well. He's a top three non-Packer for me in the league as far as fantasy.
Fair. Yeah, he was your
Former
boy.
Packer, so obviously maybe it's a little biasy there, but I love Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I like
However,
I like Devontae Adams. I'm not a Packers fan nor
however,
Rams fan.
however,
I'm leaning Rams though here. I do still.
Jacksonville's pretty good over the pond.
They are good over the pond. They have a lot of fans over the
Pretty
pond.
good over the pond.
They have a lot of fans over the
Rams
pond for
without
Travis
Puka.
Wilson.
Sure, you still have Devontae Adams. The Jaguars' defense hasn't been too bad this year.
I'm leaning Rams. They're both 4-2. The Rams go 5-2 before the Jags do.
All right, all right, all right. We got the New England
Is that
Patriots.
fair? I mean,
That's fair. No, I mean it's yeah, yeah.
if
All
we're
right.
looking for an upset when we come back, we could do a ring around the rosy. But I think that's probably going to
It's
be.
just I don't know. Jacksonville over there. They play well over there. I don't know. All right.
They do. They do.
The more I think about it, the more I'm going to want to go Jacksonville. So I think we just gotta.
We come back around. Let's
we move
just
on.
knock them down. We'll knock them down.
Next one, probably a pretty easy one here. We got New England at Tennessee. Tennessee, for those of you who didn't see, has fired their head coach. But I think New England, who may be one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, takes this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I go with New England. Although,
The spread is 7, and I think that could easily be doubled.
really, doubled. You don't
Yeah.
think there's a little bit of a, new
No, 'cause
coach magic?
Tennessee's going to be without Calvin Ridley, interim head coach, which
What about your boy Alec? You love Alec.
I love Alec, man, but Alec's not going to win the game for him.
Alec can't throw the football
Exactly.
or play
I love Alec.
defense.
It's my boy.
All right, we'll go Pat. We'll go Pats.
I think it's Patriots pretty easily. I feel pretty
Pats
good about
wins.
this one.
All right, word.
I don't know if I'll ever pick. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans don't win another game. Let's just put it.
I
They
would
will
see
win
their
another
schedule.
one or two.
I would
mean,
need to see their
it's just
schedule.
how football is. They will win another one or two.
They could sneakily beat the Texans again.
Yeah, I mean,
I say again like they beat them before, but
I
like,
just
they could
wouldn't
play them
be
again.
surprised.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we got a pretty good
Okay.
match with this next one. We got your Eagles going to Minnesota. Eagles are a 1.5 favorite.
It's the Carson Wentz game.
Is Carson Wentz starting? Confirmed. McCarthy still out.
I am about 75% sure that Wentz is going to play this game.
Let's see.
Even if McCarthy does
Deliberate, I'll
play,
take a look.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you pick this one.
Let's see.
I don't want to be involved at all, honestly, because Quinyon Mitchell and Jalen Carter may still be out this week.
So they are right now. It is saying Carson Wentz is starting. So it looks like Carson Wentz will be our starter in Minnesota.
In Minnesota, and Jalen Carter and Quinyon might be out another week with a hamstring.
Well, with those just being said alone, and Minnesota being one of the better home teams in the league, I think, and I'm sorry, Jack, and I hate to say it, I think I have to go Minnesota.
I'm really hoping that Birds bounce back, but I'm gonna let you do whatever you want with this pick.
I hate to say it. Home dogs, too, so we get the plus odds here.
I like that Vegas thinks we're gonna win. I'll say that. Just get that game out of here. Go Birds.
All right. It's a tough one, but I just feel In Minnesota, no Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell.
If Carter plays, I'm confident. I'm confident that we win.
Oh, sure. If they play, I mean, Carter the home record, sure. You can absolutely.
But he needs to play, and Quinyon needs to play. But
Right. At this time, I think I got to go Minnesota.
do what you got to do. Don't even.
At time stamped right now, I'm going Minnesota.
Okay.
This next one, I don't think we're going to have to really think much about. It's the Las Vegas Raiders going to Kansas City.
KC, man. Reishi Rescue
I feel like that one's pretty easy. Oh, another name to watch on. I know we talk hypothetical trades, but an actual trade news update. Jacoby Myers apparently is available for trade, and he will probably not finish the season as a Raider.
And who wants him?
Teams
Probably.
to watch: the New York Giants, and I forget who else.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Jacoby guy. I mean, he's good. He's a good wide receiver, but
I like Jacoby.
He's all right. He's all right, Jacoby. KC, if we go KC, I think this is the game where KC does something very
probably. I think that's
television.
That's the biggest spread. Yeah, it's the biggest spread this week, 11.5. So
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, like you said, you get Rice back. I think they probably win it pretty soundly. All right, we got our beloved Carolina Panthers going to New York to play the Jets. Jets will be without Garrett Wilson. Also know that I'm hearing on the trade wire waiver rumor mill, Brees Hall. So keep an eye on that.
We're riding Carolina, baby. We're riding.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
glad you're on my side this week.
I know. I opted to go against them last week, and I will never go against them ever again. It's going to be hard for me not to root for Carolina a little bit as like a closeted Panther fan.
Like, I don't like to admit it. I'll never tell my father, but I'm a Carolina. And I'm Carolina. I kind of.
Since we started this show last season, this show is like low key like Carolina. Like we're rooting for they're just an underdog. That's all it is.
Andy Dalton Day, which we forgot to celebrate live on the show.
We mentioned it. We
didn't come back for season 2 yet.
It wasn't live, but we mentioned it. We mentioned Andy Dalton Day.
For anyone that doesn't know, I think it's what is it? Is it September 24th?
September
13th. There's a 4 in it. See, we don't even know. All right, so we're gonna use this. We're gonna Snake. Any chat from Snake's a super chat.
Snake, you missed the Bills conversation, man. You got to rewind. You're gonna be feeling it.
Do you start Gainwell? I think it depends who else you have. I'm not confidently starting Gainwell, but if I have no one else, then sure.
Snake, if you're talking about our league, I feel like unless your team is really chopped, I probably wouldn't start Gainwell, brother. I mean,
I'm not starting him confidently.
Yeah.
If I have better options, I'm definitely going to start them.
Yeah.
Bills or Burns right now.
You do have Gainwell in this league, so
that's kind of what we were talking about. We used a different word, but did I say Burns? I'm going to say Bums. I heard that is RN. I don't have my glasses on. Okay, still say Bums.
Snake, brother, you might not have no other choice other than Gainwell to start this week.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I think that Gainwell and Warren are both probably going to get a decent amount of touches. I don't know.
I can see him sneaking into the end zone.
I don't. Yeah, and Kenneth Gainwell's.
I don't hate the start. I don't.
No, I don't hate the start.
I don't hate starting him, but there's a good list of people I would rather start over him.
Yeah, and I think it's also just weird, like what Pittsburgh wants to do with Warren. Not that I dislike Warren, but I mean, like, dude, what Kenneth Gainwell did against Minnesota was like awesome. As like a Kenny Gainwell kind of homer that he used to be on the Birds.
Sure.
And I was like dead set once DeAndre Swift left, and like that contract was null and void. He left to Chicago. And we had Kenneth Gainwell. I was like fully prepared for him to just be the RB1. I'm like, okay, cool. Like he's been around the ball good.
You guys signed some other guy for.
Yeah, we signed some other guy,
some other dude,
some other
Joe
Schmo. But it worked out. But I like Kenneth.
Yeah, I mean it worked. Granted, it did work out for you guys.
It did work out. Granted. One
All right,
Lombardi
next
later.
game we got here. We got the Miami Dolphins going to Cleveland. Ironically enough, Cleveland favorites in this game. I guess not ironically enough, but oh boy, this is kind of a tough one to pick now.
I'm leaning Miami, bruh.
You know, Miami. We picked Miami last week. They burned us.
They burn
I'm
us.
I'm down to double down though. I'm okay
You want,
doubling down.
you want to double down? You want to get hurt again? You ready to get hurt again
Yeah,
by Tua?
they'll be my Giants this year.
Now let's go Cleveland. Now that you just said that,
You want to go Cleveland?
Cleveland's
I
at
mean, this one I'm
Cleveland,
not. I don't think I feel strongly either way for this one.
Cleveland's at home. Let's do home. Let's do
Want to do
home team
Cleveland?
Cleveland.
All right, let's take Cleveland. Yeah, I think Miami's kind of a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I heard all this
Hearing
stuff.
that like players aren't even showing up to player only
Team meeting.
meetings. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
weird.
anyone even wants to be there right now.
It's
Like
weird.
Tyreek Hill may possibly have almost ended his career, and he's on the cart smiling and clapping. And then
Yeah,
there's pictures of him in the ambulance smiling. Like that dude is just so happy to not be a Miami Dolphin anymore.
yeah. I mean that division outside of the the
Yeah, I mean
Bills
they're not going to
and the
compete. I
Patriots.
mean, what, they're 1-5 now. They're not competing.
Yeah.
You're one game ahead of a team with 0 wins. So just
In other words, they only have one win.
yes, you're not doing well. All right, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Chicago, and I
Bear
think
down.
it's going to be bear down. You know,
Another home.
as much as I have a, you know, like I think the Saints are getting a lot of slack, but I think the Saints know what they're doing. They know they're not winning. They know what they're doing.
They know
Yeah,
what-
Chicago. I think Chicago wins. Only 4.5 point favorites has kind of surprised me, but
Yeah, that's
we'll
kind of
take
weird.
it. We'll take
Where's
it.
the respect
Chicago.
for Chicago?
Right.
Come on, man.
All right. Next one we got the New York Football Giants going to Denver. Denver 7 point home favorites.
What are you feeling?
So Denver's a smart pick. However,
It is a smart pick.
you know they've won the past couple weeks, but they haven't won
They haven't won by a lot. I think
by a lot or
Denver's worse than their
very
record.
prettily.
Denver is worse than their record.
I almost kind of want to pick the Giants here. I know it's probably a stupid pick to pick the Giants, but I mean they just beat the Birds
I would say
without
the
without Quinn Mitchell, but
Birds have no Jalen Carter, no Quinion Mitchell, and the offensive coordinator for the Eagles is nowhere to be found. I would still pick Denver here, but this whatever the spread is, I would like the
7.
Giants. Yeah, I love the spread for the Giants. I mean, 7 straights. It's kind of weird. Give me like a dirty
Jeff, I'm
7.
not sure what you're saying stop it about, but
About the
this is
Giants and
America.
Broncos.
This is a free country.
It's a free country. I would pick.
I want to do what I want.
Denver. I would pick Denver.
Yeah, I mean Denver's probably a smarter pick.
Denver's playing worse than if they win this game, a 5-2 team though. Like whoever Denver plays down the road, like when they inevitably have to play the Chiefs again. You know,
Would you
what I
ever?
mean?
Sorry, not to cut you off there, but that graphic of going back to not didn't like contain anything this year, but last year all the teams like Denver beat, it was like all backup quarterbacks and shitty teams. Like they didn't really beat any great teams.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I don't know, this game will be closer, like you said, than the 7 point spread.
Sean Payton's also just a smart coach. He's a good
Denver's
coach.
smart. Nah, bruh. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I kind of like the Giants here, Jeff. I'm agreeing with you.
I don't know, man. You got rookie Dart, Sean Payton. That defense is probably the best defense in football right now. Patrick Surtain.
All right, we'll go Denver.
You know, who are the wide receivers in New York right now? They're going to carry the team against. Obviously Scadabo's great. Scadabo's great, but like, and I like Wandell for who he is, for like what he is.
Wandell, yeah, Slayton might not be back. I mean, you're right. It's probably Denver, but
You could always veto that.
Maybe. We had the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know.
Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis Colts going on the road to play the LA Chargers. Colts might be for real, man.
I don't think it's a maybe. I think the Colts are for real. Uh,
And I kind of like them as
I
road
like
underdogs here.
what's the over under in this game? I would
Over
probably
under's 48.5, and
just
it's only a point and a half spread. So
I'm slamming the under in this game, dude.
I kind of like the
Slamming it.
Colts. I like the Colts. I think
I
I'm
like
going Colts here.
I like the Colts too. I think this is gonna be like old school, dirty,
Mhm.
dirty football game.
I agree.
Which like I feel like the Chargers have been, that's sort of what they wanted their identity to be, but I think they're gonna try and just bleed this game away if they want to win.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna just be I think I could see a lot of defense in this game. Weirdly, you know what I mean?
I agree. I think it'll be, I can see like a 24-20 kind of final score, maybe like a 2017 kind of deal, something like that
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. All right, next one we have my Green Bay Packers taking the trip out to Arizona to play the Cardinals, who it's sounding like are going to be without Kyler Murray. However, Arizona had their best offensive performance with Jacoby Brissett. So, Green
And
Bay 6.5 point favorites. And I think I'm going to do what you did with the Eagles. I'm going to let you have this one, and I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything. So I'll let you take this one.
you're not gonna like what I have to say. So, uh, first of all, first rip, just off rip, the Packers are a good football team, right? And I
I
historically,
think so.
anyone that's listened to the show before, the Cardinals are the most mid team, I believe, in the entire league. They're always just it's such a tricky team to pick for, and they're usually ass. But every now and then they get a random win. And last week, as you mentioned, they hung in there with
Jacoby. Jacoby.
Jacoby Brissett against another one of the better defenses in the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts. It's one of his former teams, also. Uh, on the other hand, the Green Bay Packers, I don't want to say struggled, but played a scary close game against the Bengals defense, which is in my opinion way worse than the Cardinals. I think that this is one of those weird games where everyone picks the Packers and goes, "Oh yeah, easy the Packers." And it's just like a trap game. And I am going to swing on the trap and I would pick Arizona.
All right, we'll move on.
And I'm not just doing that because you picked the Vikings against my Eagles. I swear to God, I have that
No, I
in
believe you.
my
I believe you.
in my work pick'em. That is like my pick this week. Like I've had that in the books for like days. So
I believe there's no bad blood.
there's no
I
bad.
just, I'm just,
And if the
I'm
Cardinals,
just pleading
if
the
the
fifth
Cardinals,
here just for the sake of not wanting to jinx anything.
okay,
Although I will, if I do, I will put my 2 cents in. They have them at Green Bay at minus 345 to win. Yeah, I don't know the way their secondary specifically, the run defense has been great. The pass defense, however, hasn't been that great. They're also the worst team in the
right.
NFL in the fourth quarter on defense. They are allowing a league worst, I think, 13 points in the fourth quarter, which is not good.
But the Cardinals, that's the thing about the Cardinals. They're running backs. They're down to like their fifth string or something. I don't want to say they've completely given up and that they're just not going to hand the ball off at all. But like they are going to have to pass the ball, and I think they know that they're going to have to drop back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They're going to be
You
sitting
also
in the
got to think
shotgun.
no Marvin Harrison Jr. He won't play. He'll be out this week. Well, he's more
That
than
is
likely not going to play.
true. That is
He's more
true.
than likely not going to be there this week. Still have Trey McBride, who's great. Um, but Green Bay doesn't necessarily struggle at covering the tight end. Where they struggle is at on the outside.
I'm sticking with it. I'm going to stick with it.
It's fine by me. Listen, if this is the game that busts our parlay, like if we go, how many games are this week? Probably, what's that, like 15, 16, 14, 15? If we go all, but this one misses, I can't be mad. All right. Next game, we got the
I'll never
Washington
hear the end of it.
Commanders going to Dallas. Washington, 2.5 point favorites on the road. I think I
Dallas.
kind of like Dallas here. Okay. We're not going to disagree here. I like Dallas
How does Dallas not have 3 wins yet?
because their defense gives up like 30 whatever points
It's wild to
a
me.
game.
I guess so. They're like the new Bengals.
Remember to never wear their shirt again when we're recording because the graphic on the back keeps sticking to the wall and it's driving me nuts. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's Dallas. I mean, that they're due for another win, and I think it's here.
They are
Commanders
due.
to me haven't been that impressive this year.
The NFC East is also
Um,
just always really close. If Dallas wins,
that's the
then
thing
they'll
too.
be tied with the
Divisional,
Commanders, and that just feels like the NFC East would be like where it's got to
yeah.
be.
I mean, Dallas is due for another one.
Yeah,
I think Dak Prescott is playing like a top. I'd even say three tight end right now. Tight end, a top three quarterback right now.
yeah,
Um, does it have to do with him being down a lot and having to throw the ball and his numbers maybe be inflated? Possibly,
possibly.
but he's playing well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas home plus odds. All right, next game we have the Atlanta Falcons coming off a nice Monday night win over the Bills. They're going to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Niners are 2.5 point favorites. I like Atlanta on the road, more healthy team. Niners are way too banged up for me to pick them.
This is one of the first ones where we're not on the same page. I got San
Falcons,
Francisco
number
here.
one defense in the NFL. Falcons, number three offense in the NFL. Something to chew on there.
It is. I think that last game against the Bills, though, probably had something to do with that stat. And the
I mean,
Bills,
sure, but at this point, all the teams have played the same amount of games. Well, that's not true, but
well, if they played just about the same amount of games against
yeah,
the levels of
I don't know,
opponents.
man. I think the Falcons are gonna. I think we're seeing.
You think they're back on the
I
saddle?
think the Falcons got tossed in the microwave last week, start, and now we're starting to see it heat up. Now, I like the Falcons on the road. Depending how the rest of the games go, I could use my veto here.
Will the fact you're starting to slowly convince me, but I just recalled something as well that may or may not change your mind. George Kittle will be back.
Yeah, but 100% George Kittle,
I
90%
don't.
George Kittle,
I don't know.
80% George Kittle.
His whole body's going to be in the
That
game. I
point
don't
George
know.
Kittle.
His whole
I,
body
I
will be on
I
the field.
still think I'm going Atlanta. I don't think Kittle coming back saves the rest of the injuries that this team has.
Okay. Well, we'll
And,
go.
and
We'll
Jack,
go.
some people watching know, like I'm a big McCaffrey guy, big Purdy guy. I don't know if Purdy plays; he might still be out this week. But
I think it might be the Mac Jones show still.
yeah, who has been kind of up and down since starting? Some really great games, some kind of mediocre games.
I don't think he's
Uh,
looked bad. I think he's
no,
looked
I don't
good.
think he's looked bad at all. I think it's really good, but
And
I'm
McCaffrey
going
just
Atlanta
that
here.
whole
I don't
offense.
know. And if you don't feel strongly enough, I might use my veto on you here.
No, well, we'll go with it. I won't test the
All right.
veto.
All right. No veto used then? We're going Atlanta.
No veto need to be used.
All right. Well, we're two our Monday games. Monday night, yeah. First one, we got the Bucks going into Motor City. We got
Vroom
the
vroom.
we got the Lions at 5.5 point favorites at home. Bucks will be without Bucky Irving again, without Chris Godwin again, and without Emeka Egbuka.
Give me
Mike
the
Evans
Detroit Lions.
possibly returns, but you got to think an offense without your top four weapons. Defense isn't that good. And you got Detroit, who, is one of the more complete teams in football. I like Detroit at home here.
Detroit Lions -5.5. Let me
Yeah,
put some
I
extra
think,
butter on it.
yeah, I agree. The Bucks are just we're talking about injuries with the Niners. The Bucks are right up there with them.
Yeah. The Lions are also going to be playing, I think, a little pissed after that referee.
At home after a loss. I think that's another thing we were talking about. I forget who we were talking about. I think Sean McDermott or something, who rarely loses two in a row. Dan Campbell, same way, rarely loses two in a row. Outside of his first season when he went and won like 4 or 5 games. But outside of that year, very rarely has he lost two in a row. And last game of the week, we have the Houston Texans going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Seahawks are a 3-point favorite at home. And I think I like the Seahawks at home. Jack, you're muted.
Sorry, my guy.
No, you're good. We'll go back. We have Texans going to Seattle. Seattle 3-point favorites at home, and I think I like Seattle at home. I think I'm gonna go. I think I like that pick. I think Seattle's one of the better teams in the NFL, and I don't care to say that.
Let me see Houston go 3-3. It rhymed. I didn't even mean for it to rhyme. I would use my veto on that one.
All right. Well, I can't really say anything against that then.
You
So,
could use a
all right,
veto. We could go to another.
We're gonna do circle back then. So
We
if
could
you're
do
gonna use
another.
your veto on that one,
You want the Giants, don't you?
I don't want the Giants. I want the Jaguars over the Rams.
Okay.
Fair?
Yeah, and it's a London game.
Yeah. So we'll go Jaguars for my veto, and we'll take the Texans for
We're
your
just
veto.
what's that division that they're in? What the hell is it? The
AFC South. AFC
whatever the
South.
fuck it is. Yeah, we're just
That one.
big fans of them this week.
Yeah. Wait, do we have them? Or the Texans
We have
winning?
those two guys. We have
We have the Colts winning.
the Colts, and then well,
Jaguars, and
Tennessee.
then
We're not going to root for Tennessee, but you know.
oh yeah, I forgot Tennessee was even in that division. All right, so there they all are. Before I lock it in, we got to see if we got a parlay boost. Let's see, any par? That's Thursday night one. NFL 10%. I'll take it. Why not? 10% parlay boost.
What's the action?
Holy moly! $1 to win $6,986.23. Lock it in.
It's that Cardinals pick.
Forget about it. It's probably that. What other
And the
ones?
Vikings pick.
Jaguars were a plus. Vikings were a plus. Texans were a plus. That's
Texans
4
had to
plus
be a
odds
plus.
there. Dallas was a plus odds too.
Jacksonville.
So that's 5 plus odds right there.
Was Jacksonville favorite to win?
Arizona. That's 6. We had 6 underdogs. That's why the money's there. All right.
I'll be waiting for
Galaxy Pickers. It's a pretty cool name. Start Judkins or JCM this week. Both have perfect RB matchups. I'm going Judkins. I mean, the dude's he's the workhorse. Coaches are still just saying JCM needs to do more without the ball in his hands, pass block and the sorts. So I still think they're hesitant to roll him out in a full-time role still, while Judkins is getting the workhorse role. Granted, actually, yeah. I mean, it's Judkins, and I don't think I'm thinking twice about it.
Yeah, even if you're just a matchup guy, I mean, Bill is going up against the Dallas defense, though. I feel like it's probably about a coin flip because
the Browns are playing Miami.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of a coin flip with.
Circle back to the show. Were the two defense that Rico Dowdle just ran crazy on. Sorry, had to bring him up again.
All right, true. Fair. Rico Dowdle has brought it up again. I would lean Judkins, but if you were to start JCM because you're just like I believe in him, like I want to start him, then that's fair. But I think we both lean Judkins. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Judkins. I think he's averaging like 20 carries and like 90 yards a game. Maybe outside of last week down.
Let's say he had a dud week. He did have a dud week,
but prior to that, he was averaging like 90 yards and like just going off. I would go Judkins if I was in that situation. I guess all we got left is our good old whatever. What do we say? Not really survival. The weekly head-to-head pick 'em extravaganza. Who picked first? You did. Haha, I go first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So to recap, you have picked the Eagles, the Bills, and the Raiders. I have picked the Bears, the Buccaneers, and the Packers. So this week.
So wait, I'm 2-1.
No, you're 3-0. I'm 2-1.
Oh, when did I pick the Raiders?
Last week they beat the Titans.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, good.
This
That was a
week.
good week for the Raiders. One of their few good weeks.
Oh, Colts were plus odds too. So that's another one. So we had 7 plus odds.
Colts are plus.
Falcons were plus odds. Wait, we had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, 7 plus odd picks.
That's ridiculous.
All right, let's see. My pick this week. Hmm.
I already know who I got.
I don't know. Do I want to go risky? Do I want to go safe?
I have two teams that I don't think I picked use either of these teams, and so whichever one you take, I'll take the other one. If you choose to take one of them.
Well, can't pick them. You know what? Let's make it interesting.
Mm, mm.
No, I can't
Uh,
do it.
You
Can't
thinking
do it.
about Carolina?
No, I was thinking Cleveland, and I just said that the Miami Dolphins are going to be the Giants this year. So if I pick against them, Miami would win. So I'm not going to do it. Instead, let's go. Oh boy,
Oh, I have actually three that I'm thinking.
I'll double down. Give me the Atlanta Falcons this week
Wow, you
over
already got one down.
over the Niners.
Okay. So right
Yeah,
now I'm between.
let's do that.
What were the teams I picked again? I'm gonna bother you for.
You've picked the Eagles, the Bills, and the Raiders.
So right now I'm between Dallas at home against the Commanders and
I thought
Chicago at home against the Saints.
thought them, but I already picked them, so kind of.
And I really have more of a feeling that Dallas will win over Chicago. Give me Dallas. I hate saying that out loud, but yeah, I think Dallas is going to win this week.
All right, lock it in. Jack's got the boys. I got the Falcons. Um, I don't know. Hopefully I can even it up this week. The
I think
Bears really got me week one, man.
yeah, I
Never
want.
in my life do I pick the Bears, and one time,
That's how I'll feel if Dallas
one
loses,
time.
and now they're going to lose for me probably.
Gosh. All right. Well, I guess that kind of wraps up everything. We got no more questions going on here.
Indubitably.
Um, so I'm gonna stall for a few more seconds, see if anything else comes in, but it doesn't look like it is. Yeah, I guess thank you again for everyone coming in, giving us a watch, giving us some questions to answer, and just hearing us rant about random,
Well,
random stuff. Jackie, any last words? That was kind of harsh last words. You have anything else to say before we leave?
before you get in. Good luck to everyone that had fantasy football questions. Good luck. Hopefully everything works out this week. Go get your
Oh,
help.
yes. And well, I will say before we get off, Jack, good luck to you. The Sweet Life Showdown in fantasy this week.
Good luck to you. I was praying
See
for
what happens.
this week.
See
If
what
you
happens.
probably losing, but we'll see.
My team went from depleted to very depleted. So hanging on by what do they call it? Hanging on by a string at this point.
Although you're like 4-3.
4-2.
Yeah, so you're good.
Why? My boy Rico Daddle saved me the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. We'll see.
Hopefully saves me this week too. I don't think I have a choice but to start him. I'll have to see. I haven't really looked too much. All right, I guess that's a wrap here. We got some football to watch in about an hour and a half.
Yep. Go enjoy the football.
Oh, I guess that's another thing. Real quick before we go, for those of you that follow the Instagram, I usually throw on the Cody Jimmies. Haven't been doing it, but I do have a Jimmy here for. Well, not really a Jimmy. It's not too crazy. But I got a little 5-pick parlay here for you. Anyone that wants to tail or, modify in their way. Starting off, we do have a Jonnu Smith anytime touchdown. Give me some Jonnu tonight.
Jonnu.
Then the rest of them are kind of low balls, but I do have Chase Brown going for at least 25 rushing yards. I think he could hit that. I do have Jalen Warren going for over 40. I have Aaron Rodgers throwing for 190. Sorry, but I have him throwing for 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, 190
190,
yards.
190 yards.
190 yards, two
Wow,
touchdowns. One of them is going to go to Johnny Smith. Jalen Warren's going to rush for 40 plus, and Chase Brown will rush for 40 plus. That's what I got.
that's some
You
sauce.
got you got plus one for 1,425 odds on that one. So $10 turn into 150, brother.
There you
And
go.
have dinner on me tonight. Well, I guess tomorrow once it cashes out. But
Yeah. At
uh,
midnight tonight, at 1 o'clock in the morning.
midnight tonight, one or tomorrow. Have a nice big breakfast. It's Friday. Have a nice big lunch. Have a nice big breakfast. And just remember, I got you there. Hopefully got you there. All right. Guess that's it. Speaking of dinner and football, I know we're both itching to do both of those. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you once again. We're out.
Wanted to white fantasy is the play. Marking nothing, but I tuned every